Admiral Hendrick's laughter cut through Naval Amphibious Base Little Creek's main corridor. "Hey, sweetheart. What's your call sign, mop lady?" Senior officers erupted in laughter. Commander Hayes smirked. Lieutenant Park grinned. Chief Rodriguez doubled over. 40 personnel watched as the small woman in maintenance coveralls continued mopping, never looking up. Master Sergeant Tommy Walsh felt ice down his spine. He recognized that stance. The grip placement, shoulder angle, weight distribution. Wrong for cleaning. Right for something else entirely. "Come on, don't be shy," Hendricks pressed. "What's yours? Squeegee? Floor wax?" The woman paused, straightened slowly. Something flickered across her face, something cold. Then it vanished. She returned to mopping. Walsh watched her eyes sweep the corridor in tactical patterns. 3-second intervals, perfect situational awareness. She wasn't looking at dirt. She was maintaining threat assessment. "Maybe she needs a strong man to speak for her," Hayes said cruelly. Lieutenant Park gestured toward the armory window. "Hey, maintenance lady, tell us what those are called." The woman looked up. M4 carbine with ACOG optic. M16A4 with standard iron sights. HK416 with EOTech holographic sight, Park's smirk faltered. Those were proper military designations. "Lucky guess," Rodriguez sneered, kicking over her mop bucket. Water spread across the floor. What happened next occurred impossibly fast. A clipboard fell toward the water. Her hand shot out, catching it 6 inches away, a clean pluck requiring thousands of hours of training. The corridor went silent. "You've got level 5 clearance," Hendricks said, examining her badge. "How does a cleaner get that?" "Background check cleared 6 months ago." "Tell you what," Hendricks said. "Explain proper M4 maintenance procedure." She walked to the armory window and recited word for word from the armorer's manual. "Anyone can memorize words," Park said weakly. "You want practical demonstration?" "Sure." Hendricks ordered the weapon brought out. Her hands moved in a blur. Field strip. 11.7 seconds. The SEAL standard was 15. Only Tier 1 operators broke 12. She reassembled it in 10.2 seconds. "Want me to do it blindfolded?" she asked calmly. Colonel Davidson arrived with Pentagon observers. "What exactly is going on here?" "Just some entertainment, Colonel," Hendricks said smoothly. Davidson's eyes swept the scene, the wet floor, the kicked bucket, the circle of officers around one small woman. "Sarah Chen, maintenance crew," she said. 6 months on base. "And you have weapons handling certification because?" "Previous employment, sir." "What previous employment?" "I'd prefer not to say, sir." Security arrived with her personnel file. "All certifications current. Advanced weapons handling, tactical medical, combat driving, close quarters combat, SEER. This is an operator's qual sheet." "Where's her service record?" Hayes demanded. "Not in the file, ma'am." "Then I propose a practical test," Hendricks said. "The combat simulation range. If Miss Chen is really qualified, she should demonstrate competency." "Sure," Sarah said quietly. Word spread through the base like wildfire. 50 personnel filled the observation gallery. "Choose your weapon," Hendricks said magnanimously. She walked past standard weapons to the secure locker. She removed a Barrett M82A1, 50 caliber, 29 pounds. Park laughed. "That thing weighs more than you do." "Target distance?" she asked. 800 meters. An impossible shot for anyone except specialized snipers. She loaded, settled prone, read the wind. The shot cracked like thunder. "Dead center. Different distance," Hendricks said. 1,200 meters. 3 shots. 3 perfect hits. Hayes's face went pale. "Where did you serve?" "What unit?" "I'd prefer not to discuss my previous employment." "That's not an option anymore," Davidson said. "Pistol transition drill," Hendricks ordered. "Mozambique pattern. 3 targets, 9 rounds. The timer showed 2.9 seconds. "That's not possible," someone whispered. "Let's see how you handle CQB," Park said desperately. She cleared the kill house in 41 seconds. The base record was 57. "That's not SEAL CQB," Davis said, reviewing footage. "That's Force Recon. Medical emergency." The PA crackled. A young SEAL lay clutching his chest. Sarah knelt, assessed him. "Stand up," she said quietly. "I can't." "Stand up. Command authority." He stood, breathing fine, bad acting. Real pneumothorax presents with tracheal deviation. His trachea is midline. She turned to Rodriguez. Did you set this up? All personnel, the radio announced. General Robert Thornton arriving for surprise inspection. Miss Chen, Hendricks said. Report to my office at 1500 hours. With respect, Admiral, I'm civilian contractor. I don't report to you. Consider it a request you'd be wise to honor. At 1500, Sarah walked into Hendricks's office. He sat flanked by Hayes and Davidson. Explain your background and qualifications, he ordered. I'd prefer not to discuss my previous employment. Here's what I think, Hendricks said. You washed out of whatever program you were in. Now you're clinging to whatever skills you retained. Or maybe you're a fraud, Hayes added sharply. Stolen valor. Chief Kim burst through the door. Sir, those search results. The file is classified. I need 06 clearance minimum. I have 06, Davidson said. His face went through confusion, shock, disbelief, horror. I served with your father in Fallujah. Master Sergeant Richard Chen. He turned the tablet. The header read, Top Secret CI. Below it, Chen, Sarah, Captain, USMC, Force Recon. The room tilted. That's not possible, Hendricks said. Kim pulled up mission history. 73 successful operations. Navy Cross 4, Bronze Star 6, Purple Heart 7. Status, KIA presumed, Helmand Province, August 2019. She's dead, Park said stupidly. Presumed KIA, Sarah corrected. I was alone behind enemy lines 47 days. Ghost unit, Hendricks whispered, terrified. Kim read the status change. Voluntary retirement. Compassionate leave granted. Father suffered traumatic brain injury February 2020. Subject requested discharge to provide full-time care. Current employment, civilian contractor, maintenance division. She wasn't hiding. She was here because her dying father needed her. How long does he have? Davidson asked quietly. 6 months, maybe less. And you've been here 6 months? Yes, sir. Hendricks stood. Captain Chen, I owe you an apology. General Thornton was waiting in the briefing room. When Sarah entered, he came to attention and saluted first. Respect, transcending rank. Admiral, Thornton said coldly, you forced Captain Chen to expose capabilities she wished to keep private. You compromised her operational security in front of 50 personnel. Sir, Sarah spoke up, the security concerns can be managed. Why here? Thornton asked. Why minimum wage mopping floors? Proximity to Portsmouth Naval Medical Center. Best TBI specialists. 12 minutes from the hospital, 15 from our apartment. Thornton offered options. Enhanced security, new identity, or what I recommend, training instructor position here. Official rank recognition. Flexible hours for your father's care. Take 24 hours to decide. The next morning, the entire base assembled. Hendricks stood at the podium. Yesterday, I made a serious error in judgment. I publicly mocked a civilian employee, making assumptions based on her position and appearance. His voice was steady but costly. What I didn't know was that this woman is Captain Sarah Chen, Force Recon operator with 12 years distinguished service, 73 successful missions. He looked directly at Sarah. Captain, I offer my sincere and unreserved apology. Hayes stepped forward. I spent years fighting to be recognized in a male-dominated field. Yesterday, I inflicted that same treatment on another woman. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry. Thornton took the podium. Captain Chen has agreed to accept a training instructor position. 800 people came to attention. The sound echoed like thunder. Applause erupted, then cheering. 3 weeks later, Sarah faced 20 top SEAL candidates. Forget everything impressive you've heard. What matters is what you learn here. I'm here to teach you how to survive when everything goes wrong. She told them about Operation Crimson Eagle, the ambush. 47 days alone, surviving on grubs and insects, treating infection with wild honey, following a dried riverbed to safety. I survived because I never stopped thinking. Panic kills. I used every skill no matter how small, and I had a reason to survive. Find your reason before you deploy. 5 months later, her encrypted phone vibrated. Unknown operator, priority alpha. Night Fox, this is Phantom Actual. 3 operators, MIA, hostile territory. You're the closest asset with required skill set. Extraction probability without you, 19%. With you, 68%. She thought of her father. Good days becoming less frequent. 3 months left, maybe 4. But 3 operators. Someone's family. People who deserve to come home. Wheels up in 4 hours. Volunteer only. Her phone buzzed. Text from her father's facility. Your father is asking for you. Having a good evening. Remembers everything. She typed a phantom actual. Negative on operation. Can provide tactical briefing, updated intelligence, and recommend operators who can execute. Available for consult immediately. Understood. Your information will save lives. She drove to Portsmouth. Her father was sitting up, face lit with recognition. There's my girl. My warrior daughter. I had a clear day today. Remembered everything. Papa, you gave up so much to take care of me, but you taught me duty and service. I want you to know, if you need to answer that call, I understand. Don't stop being a warrior because you're afraid of losing me. Real warriors know when to fight and when to hold position. You're exactly where you need to be. 2 weeks later, Master Sergeant Richard Chen passed peacefully. Sarah stood at Arlington graveside accepting the folded flag. Afterward, alone at the grave, Semper Fi, Papa, until we meet again. Her phone buzzed. Another consultation request from Phantom Actual. This time she considered it differently. Living meant using her capabilities. Making a difference. Available for tactical consultation. Remote only. Understood. Thank you, Night Fox. Your insight has saved 12 operators in 4 months. 12 lives. 12 families. That mattered. Then another message appeared. Different number. Night Fox. Operation Broken Arrow requires Ghost Unit activation. 3 operators confirmed KIA. Recall to active duty under Executive Order 732 Alpha. Report Andrews AFB RO 600 hours, date +2. Failure to report. Desertion under UCMJ Article 85. Compulsory reactivation. Invoked only 11 times in history. This was number 12. Her phone rang. This is Admiral Patterson, JSOC Commander. 3 days ago, extraction mission went bad in northern Syria. 3 KIA, 2 wounded, assets still trapped. 72 hours before intel falls into hostile hands. What makes this require Ghost Unit? The compound is a converted monastery you infiltrated in 2017. Operation Cerberus. You used a route no one else knew. Only other person who knew it died in Afghanistan 2020. The route requires specific physical parameters. We've screened every operator. Only you fit. I haven't done technical climbing in over a year. 48 hours refresher training. Then insertion. What's the asset's identity? Captain James Park. Her breath caught. Park. Her student. He's wounded but mobile. Holding position with extracted intelligence. Hostile breach teams incoming. Window is closing. If I do this, I want guarantees. 1 mission, then permanent retirement. You have my word. I want my choice of team. Done. Submit roster within 6 hours. She sent messages to Morrison, Walsh, and 2 top students. All accepted immediately. For 6 days, she pushed them harder than anyone in her life. They climbed until fingers bled. Drilled until movements became automatic. Day 6, they loaded onto a C-130. 8 hours later, landed at forward operating base. Transferred to helicopters, inserted 5 miles from target. At 0230 hours, they reached the cliff base. Sarah looked up at vertical rock stretching into darkness. She clipped in and began to climb. First 300 feet went smoothly. Then the overhang, 15 degrees, essentially upside down. Halfway across, her hand slipped. She dangled by 3 contact points. Training took over. She pivoted, found new hold, continued. Traverse line set. Come across one at a time. Morrison crossed in 90 seconds. Chen moved like water. Walsh showed experience. Rodriguez's foot slipped. He slammed into rock but maintained grip and finished. They continued. 400 feet, 500, 600. At 700 feet, the crux. 53 feet horizontal on a ledge so narrow they had to sidle along with backs to vertical drop. No safety line, 1 slip meant death. Sarah went first. 30 feet, 40, 50. She reached the platform. Come across. Take your time. If you slip, you die and mission fails. All made it. Rodriguez looked down mid-traverse, froze, eyes on rock. Nothing exists except next foot placement. Move. He moved. Final 147 feet were manageable. 4:15 hours, cave entrance reached. They moved through hidden passages following Sarah's 8-year-old mental map. Every turn correct, until they found the route collapsed. "I'm going through," Sarah said, studying a narrow gap. "I'm the only one small enough." She stripped gear. Squeezed into the gap. Rock pressed against chest, back, skull. Stuck. Unable to move forward or back. Then her fingers found purchase. She pulled. Rock scraped skin, but she was moving. "I'm through. Stand by." She used shaped charges to widen the gap. Team came through. 0507 hours, they reached Park's position. Recognition signal. 3 taps. Pause. 2 taps. Response came. 2 taps. Pause. 3 taps. She opened the door. Park was huddled, leg bandaged, rifle covering approach. "Captain Chen, you're retired." "I didn't think—" "I'm here, Lieutenant." "Can you walk?" "Yes, ma'am." "Can you climb?" He met her eyes. "Yes, ma'am. I can do it." They moved through passages, reached cave entrance as sky lightened. No 547 hours. 43 minutes until extraction window closed. Controlled descent. Fast rappel. No mistakes. 200 feet down, hostile patrols spotted them. "Gunfire erupted. Combat descent," Sarah ordered. "I'm going first to clear LZ." She kicked off, rappelling in 20-foot bounds. Rounds sparked off rock. One creased her thigh. Another tore through her uniform near shoulder. She hit ground, rolled, engaged. 3 targets, 3 rounds, 3 down. LZ clear. "Drop now." Team came down. Formed perimeter. "Move toward extraction at tactical run. Movement left flank," Walsh reported. 2 squads converging. "Keep moving." "I'll hold them." "Get Park to the bird." "Ma'am, no, that's an order. Move." She positioned behind boulders, engaged targets methodically. 1, 2, 3, 4. Helicopter touched down. Team loaded Park. 30 seconds until they had to lift off. She fired last magazine, dropped weapon, pulled sidearm, sprinted. 20 meters, 15, 10, 5. She dove through helicopter door as it lifted. Rounds pinged off armor. Clear, safe. Mission complete. Asset secure. Intelligence recovered. No friendly KIA. Outstanding work, Night Fox. Welcome home. When they landed, an officer waited with papers. Formal orders concluding her recall, returning her to permanent retired status. Admiral Patterson had kept his word. Morrison caught up. "Working with you was the honor of my life. You did good. All of you did. Be proud." 2 weeks later, Sarah stared at job offers. Military consulting, defense contractors, government agencies. She set them aside. Opened her laptop. Began writing. Chapter 1. What they don't tell you about being a warrior. Her phone buzzed. Message from Park. "Thank you. You didn't have to come. That's what Marines do." Another message. "Secretary of Defense. You've been selected for Medal of Honor. Ceremony in 6 weeks." Sarah typed, "Mr. Secretary, I'm honored but must respectfully decline. Ghost unit operators don't receive public commendations. Our work is classified." Response came, "Your decision only reinforces why you were selected. The medal will be placed in your file as classified commendation. Your service will never be forgotten." She walked to her balcony. Sunset painted the sky orange and red. Walsh texted, "Heard you declined Medal of Honor. Most ghost unit thing ever. Your father would be proud." She smiled and set down the phone. For the first time in 20 years, no missions pending. No objectives. Just time to write. Time to heal. Time to figure out who Sarah Chen was when she wasn't Night Fox. Real warriors don't advertise. They do the job, save lives, then go home to live the life they've earned. Sarah Chen had fought, served, sacrificed, and now, finally, she got to live. The sun set over Virginia Beach, and Night Fox watched darkness come, unafraid, at peace, and free.